I'm trying to make this short and sweet and concise today because we just do not have a lot of time. So yeah, child, let's get straight into it. Okay. Hey guys, it's Gogo here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, thank you so much for being here. If you are an old regular subscriber, I don't know why I keep calling you guys old, but like if you're an OG, if you're the original, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for continuing to support my channel and just be here. You know, it's really greatly appreciated. Appreciate you guys, and we are on our way to 1,000. We are on our way to being monetized. Can you imagine that? If you haven't watched Mary Poppins, then you won't get the reference. Go and watch Mary Poppins. Thank you. I love musicals. Otherwise, why am I going on a tangent? I said this was going to be short and concise, so let's get to it. So I got a few queries about not about something specific, but about quite a few things that I feel like I've already addressed on this channel, that I feel like I've already answered, especially some from a previous Q&A that I did. So I've already answered those people on Instagram already, so I'm going to try and answer questions that I haven't touched yet on this channel. And if you haven't watched the other Q&A video, I'm going to link it somewhere and it is going to be linked in the description as well, so you can get to it. Yeah, it's really nice to be back. I was actually supposed to post a part 2 of my Boston travel. I haven't done that. I have so many videos lined up, you guys. I have so many that I've like filmed, but I just haven't had the time or just been in the right headspace to put myself out there or post. I've been in a little bit of a lull recently, but you know, been praying through it and working on it, and I feel like now I'm like over the hump, over the hill a little bit. I just feel like it was probably just because of a lot of emotions running through my head, and I'll touch on that at the end of the video, so stick around. Yeah. The first question I got was from Luetu Musi. Asked, how has life been lately? Honey, it's been good. Honestly it's been good for the most part. A lot of my like joy has come from serving at church lately, and it's funny because I didn't even plan on serving consistently at church, because I told myself, you know what, there's no point. There's no point because it's so unpredictable, this au pair thing, and it's like I might have to leave. So like, what was the point of volunteering or being a part of anything? But hey, somehow, some way I get roped into it, and I feel like that's God's way of just helping me build a community, because through that I have met so many people and I've networked, and I've built a community for myself here, which again sucks because it's like, now I've been through this. You know, I've been through this, having to say all the goodbyes after you've like built yourself up and you've built a community. It's so exhausting, honestly, emotionally, even though you know that it's what's meant to be and it's what's meant to happen, or at least that's what I tell myself. Is that, you know, God is working it all for my good and that everything happens for a reason. But it's really hard to stay in that mindset and stay believing that sometimes. But on the whole, life has been good. Life has been good. I have started getting into like some new hobbies to get myself like off of social media so much. I deactivated my TikTok because that app is so toxic for me. Like, I feel like this is the reason why I would never have Twitter, because the way I am with TikTok is like problematic. So I deactivated, I deleted the app. I was like, deuces, you know, I'm just gonna do YouTube for now and a little bit of Instagram, just a sprinkle. I don't really like scrolling on Instagram, but I like talking to people on Instagram, so otherwise I'm not on there to scroll. Instagram Reels just don't hit the same as TikTok. They just don't. And they're trying to be that girl, but they're not, you know what I mean? And it's really disappointing, you know. But anyways, I'm trying to like do other things, and also trying to like, yeah, I'm just trying to get myself out there and like try new things. Like I went to a yoga class the other time, and I went to a different yoga class. I tried vinyasa yin yoga and gentle yoga, and then I tried Zumba, and then I want to try bar, which is like the ballerina stuff, but on a bar. It's more like exercise than it is like teaching you ballet type of thing. So I want to try that. And yeah, there's just so much more I want to do, so much more I want to try. I've also started doing my own nails. One thing about me, I will learn, I will practice, and I will perfect, and that's on period. I also started doing my own nails because I was like, I can't be paying these prices, and they don't even last. Like, that's the annoying part, is that dip doesn't even last that long, and it's so pricey. They don't have acrylics where I stay, and it's like I can't be traveling into the center, into New York City, every time I want to do something. Like, I want to do things around here. So I was like, you know what, Cheryl, let's learn. And so we did. Someone asked, Medusa Lee asked, I don't know if her name is actually Medusa, but I keep calling him, it's me.dusa_Lee. She asked, how is the first 3 months of being an au pair? First 3 months of being an au pair is tough, honestly. It's a lot to deal with. You're grappling with the fact that you're in a new country, you're in a new place, you're with new people, but also you want to explore this country, you want to be out there, you want to be doing things with people, be around people, enjoy this new place that you're in. But you're also like sort of grieving your old life. You're seeing people do things without you, you're seeing people make memories without you, people are taking pictures, people are doing things like, and they're posting them. I'm laughing because the other day I told my friends, listen, you guys need to stop going out without me, okay? You need to stop. I will continue to go out in the States, but you guys, you need to cut it, okay? And they were like, no. So yeah, which is why you need to keep yourself busy. Like, you need to do stuff, and you need to try and find joy where you are, without obviously neglecting your family and your people. But some things you've got to cut off from, so that you can be able to fully be present and enjoy your time here. Like for me, one thing was, I was very involved in my church community back home. Right before I came, like I was very involved and like very invested. And when I came here, it was like I wanted to know what was going on in the lives of people. I wanted to know what was going on at church. I wanted to know what's going on with everyone. But I had to like cut that off. So I archived a few groups so that I don't see messages. I archived them. I got myself out of a few of them because I'm from FOMO. I'm from FOMO. I just want to have my time and enjoy my time, you know? So yeah, I like removed myself. I unfollowed a few people. Like whenever I feel like things are holding me back, I do that. I unfollow. Even celebrities on Instagram, I'm like, oh, you're no longer aligning with where I'm trying to be, what I'm trying to intake, what I'm trying to consume, the vibe, the energy, you know? I just unfollow the celebrities. It's not like they even care or they notice, but it's that easy. Like, you can curate your feed. So it's the same with like family and missing family back home. But it's tough. It's also realizing that the program is way oversold. And it's like, for me, I knew for the most part what I was getting myself into. I knew that the program wasn't perfect. I knew that, you know, it's going to be tough. You're going to have homesickness. I knew that you're going to spend a lot of your time working and a little bit of it traveling. But I didn't understand how much exactly. Like, you don't know until you're au pair. Like, I can explain these things to you. I can explain these things to people who don't au pair, and even my au pair struggles are hard to share with family members or people who aren't here, because you won't understand until you're here. It's honestly such a difficult job. It's so difficult, and I think it's because you're learning so many things all at once. Like, everything is coming at you all at once. But I think after 3 months is when you start finding your groove. Let me not talk too much on this, because I could go on and forever and ever. It's a lot. It really is a lot. You need to have courage to speak up when you need to speak up, but also be humble enough because this job will humble you. Yeah, wait, nah, it will humble you. You need to be humble enough to apologize when you're wrong. You need to be humble enough to, even if you're not the type of person to outwardly say, oh, I apologize, change your actions, be corrected, be teachable, like all of those things. It's like life lessons basically, but it's just that it's coming at you all at once. Like I feel like when you go to varsity or when you go onto a job, you are able to, once you're done with the school day, once you're done interacting with people or whatever, you're done. But with families, you're spending 90% of your time with them. You're not going to be traveling all the time. Sorry to break it to you, but you're not. It's very expensive. And if you're getting paid exactly the minimum requirement, which is 195.75 or something like that, honey, that's not a lot. That's not a lot. You can convert it to rands, right, and it seems like a substantial amount, but it's not a lot, especially now if you want to be adding other things, expenses, sending money back home. It's really, bottom of the point is that you're not going to be traveling all the time, so 90% of your time is going to be spent with these people, and these interactions with these people, i.e. your host family, is going to shape most of your life experiences while you're here and most of your lessons that you learn. And it's like when you are in varsity or when you are at work, you're able to, once you've had those interactions, once you've had those trying moments, once you've had those testing moments, you're able to go home, have a ride home, you distance yourself nicely, and you're able to process however you process, which for me is like silence. I like to disappear for a couple of weeks, days, and then I come back happy again. It's all good, it's all nice, like I don't like to be you know? So it's like hard to do when you are in the same space. You're in the same space because now you might get into an argument, a little tiff. You run to your room, you close the door, you're inside. But now what? You are hungry. Now you have to go and face these same people. Like, it's little things like that. There's so many intricacies and little things that make it just tough. Like, sometimes you just want your own space and you really can't have it because you are living in someone else's house and they are sort of your boss, but at the same time you have a big sister role. But at the same time, when they treat you like one of their children, it becomes a problem. Like, there's so many intricacies. It's really not an easy job, and that's what you realize within the first 3 months. So all of that is happening within the first 3 months. You realize that, but I feel like after month number 3 you get into a sort of flow, and you get to know a lot too, and you get to know a lot of people and their experiences, and you will just, I think you start finding your way after month number 3. But for me, that happened after like month number 1. I think the first 2 weeks were a bit of a slap in the face. First 2 weeks, siyashiba. But then after that, you realize that you don't have a choice but to move on. And so you do. Yeah, I could go on and on, hey? Do you think staying in the US is worth it if you're not looking for something long term? And I would say to this, no. Do not come and au pair in the USA, or come and stay in the US as an au pair if you're not planning to stay long term. There's a lot I could say, especially if you have something stable back home or a promising, like, certified future. I think if you don't know what you want to do, or you feel like you want a gap year, take a gap year. That's good. But I feel like the fact that they force you, I mean, they don't, but they kind of do, because if you want to leave early, you have to pay for your own flight, of which I'm not trying to do that. Like, flights back to South Africa are like $1,400. $1,400 is not the same as 1,400 rands, okay? Even when you are paying when you are getting paid in dollars. Now convert that to rands. No. And think about this: $1,400, and you're getting paid, let's say, $195.75 a week. Within that week, you're obviously going to want to go out. When you're out, you're not going to be calling your host parents like, hey, pay for my food. You're going to pay for food when you go out and explore. You're going to pay for transport when you go out and explore. You're going to pay for things when you go out and explore. Okay, so let's run that down. that 195.75, let's run that down to 125 maybe, that you could save a week. $125 a week. That would be like, that's 400, 500, that's 500 per month. So 500 per month, 500, that's 3 months that you would be having to save that huge sum of money, assuming that you are spending like $75 on your outings and stuff, maybe $65, but that's not even possible. That's not even possible. You just spend money without even realizing how expensive it is. You spend it, and even if you do realize, you spend it either way. You spend it because you want to have the experiences. Otherwise, what's the point of coming to the US, you know? So moral of the story, it's not worth it. It's not worth it to book a flight home. So yeah, I would say that if you're not planning on staying in the US long term, if you're not planning on using the au pair program as a stepping stone to stay in the US, 1 year is too long. It's just too long. I don't care how happy you are with your host family. 1 year is too long. Yo, Bituna. Sana, it's too long. And I might be speaking as someone now who is. So yeah, like if you take a gap year, I would advise that you go somewhere where you're not required to stay a full year, like Europe. It's risky because you don't have an agent, but they are still, keep a paper trail, keep a written paper trail. So when you have communications with families, email, keep a written paper trail. When they pay you, paper trail, everything. I feel like that would make it easier, because to be honest with you, like these LCCs, sometimes they're great, sometimes they're not, and they're not doing that much. Like you could go on this on yourself if you're brave enough. So if you're not planning on staying long term, like really like a year is long, and you're not gonna leave like in January right after matric, or you're not gonna leave in January right after your graduation year. Like you're not gonna leave right after April. Most people graduate around April, right? April, May. You're not gonna leave right there, because there's things to sort out. There's the application, there's the waiting for families, like you're not gonna leave right there and then. So you're probably gonna leave later than you plan to, like I did. And then you're going to return later than you plan to, like I am going to. Like, it's just not worth it to stay that long year. Like for me, this gap year has been very, very good for me. I'm very glad that I took a gap year, and I think that it was very beneficial for me. But I feel like not that I'm not learning anything right now in this period, but most of what I had to learn and most of what I wanted to get out of my gap year, I got within the first 6 months. Like 6 months was enough for me. And at that point, like I wasn't even having a great experience, but that was like good enough for me to be like, okay, like I've had the au pair experience, I've come to America, I've traveled, I've done this, I've done that, like I've been happy, you know what I mean? I've been happy enough. I wasn't having the best experience host family wise, but I was making a good experience out of whatever I got given, child. So next question was, when you buy things in America that require a charger, can you get an SA adapter here? Yes, you can. Short answer is yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can get everything here. It's so convenient. I feel like it's too convenient. Bituna, it's too convenient. Like you could get things tomorrow if you have Prime. You buy things today, you get them tomorrow. There's no waiting period. Like it's so convenient. You can get literally whatever you can think of. You can get, and you can get within record time. You don't even have to wait forever. It's like, it's so convenient here. Like those are one of the things that I love about America. Like it's everything, and it's not like they will crazy mark it up. If it's like online, they will just buy. I mean, they will just deliver nicely, and they will sell nicely in things that are affordable. You know what I mean? Like it's not overpriced or crazy. Best cities or countries to be an au pair in. Mami _ asked Mami _ asked this question: what are the best cities or countries to be an au pair in? So for me, I would say I don't know because I haven't been to every city, but the places that I've been in America, I would say New York State, anywhere around here is good. Maryland is really nice. DC is really nice. Washington DC is really nice. Texas is really nice. Like, I feel like if I were an au pair there, I would be living it up. But I have a few au pairs who are in San Francisco, who are in, I don't know, any in Los Angeles. I know a few in Hawaii. People are living it up. But what you need to look for when you're looking for a city to stay in, or when the family tells you where they're from, you need to go on Google and you need to see like videos, or you need to see like attractions, not just like touristy attractions, but everyday things that you can do. Are there bars? Are there coffee shops? Are there things to do in your leisure time? Because you're not just going to be visiting and sightseeing like all the big stuff all the time. You're just going to want to chill, you know, sometimes, and go to Starbucks. Is there even a Starbucks? Like, are there things to do within that city to make it livable, to make it nice? Can you go ice cream? Can you go for ice cream? Can you go bowling? Can you do things, you know, that just live, you know? The city you want to be in, or does the family choose? So in America, the family approaches you, and whatever the city they live in, obviously they're going to tell you, and then it's up to you whether or not you accept the family based on other reasons. I wouldn't say based location only, but I think location is important as well. So don't base your decision on just location, but I think location is very important because it adds to your lifestyle, and your lifestyle will determine how happy you are in that period. Like, yeah. So the host family in America, they will tell you where they're from. You'll talk to families, they choose you, you don't choose the families. But in Europe, and if you go on like aupairworld.com or my au pair or something like that, man, there's these websites, guys, you can find these things. All you have to do is literally research. You can approach families there, so you can approach people that you think you might match well with, who are in good cities, who have the requirements that you want, number of babies, number of children, such and such and such. And this had a whole scenario for me. So she asked, first part of the question I will answer is it possible to au pair after you have finished a degree, a university degree? So the age limit for au pairing is 26 currently. So it is possible to do, but I wouldn't advise it, honestly. For me, I don't know, but it depends on the person. But for me personally, like, I wouldn't do that. I think it's good that I did it at the age that I am, because I wouldn't come back for this. I wouldn't come back for this. But even though I've had a good experience, like, don't get me wrong, but I wouldn't do it at an older age, because me personally, now we are talking about me, ne? Don't catch offense, because people like to catch offense. They like to catch fire. Don't catch offense. Me personally, I just expect to be in a different place, and I just expect to have a different trajectory in terms of where I want to go and what I want to do by the time I finish doing a degree. And so I just don't think that it would be good to come and au pair after you've done a degree. Like, you are an extinguished personnel. You have a degree in your bag. Why would you want to come and do this to yourself? I'm making it sound so bad. It's really, really good in so many ways, but it's work, y'all. It's work, and you're basically being a nanny and a babysitter, and you're helping out. Like, after I'm done my degree, like, why would I want to come back and nanny and look after people's children, like, and be a babysitter and a tutorer? You know, like, why would I want to do that? That's just me. But as I said, if you want to use au pairing as a stepping stone, you can. So the second part of the question was that, can you study after becoming an au pair? Can you stay in the country and study? Yes, you can. You can change to an F1 visa. Now, your host family can sponsor you for this, financially and non-financially. There's lots of details to that. I can make a video on that if you want me to. Leave a comment down below. But you can change your visa from J1 to F1 while you're here, but there's a time period thing that you have to be careful of, because if your visa gets accepted before, then you stop being an au pair right after that. It's a whole thing. But I can make a video on that, changing to a student visa, F1 visa. If you want to stay and study in America, I can make a video. So if you're using au pairing as a stepping stone into something, or you're just trying to see if you can handle living in America, then that's good. That was also like my first thing that I wanted to do, but then life happened and I changed my mind. So second last question I'll be answering. There were a lot, but a lot of them are like asking the same things, and as I said, some of them are already answered, because these are things that I've already posted about on my YouTube channel. So the second last question I'll answer is South African au pair agency recommendations. I've also posted this on my YouTube channel. Lisa asked this. A shout out to you. She's my friend from back home. She also has a YouTube channel. I'm gonna try and link that actually. But anyways, but guys, technology and Peter sometimes, like sometimes technology and I have friends, sometimes not so much. But South African agency recommendations, OPay in America, that's the one I'm using. It's the most affordable, giving you the same like options and results as the others. I don't know why others are more expensive. I don't know, maybe they have magic. OPay in America is good. Cultural Care, good. OVC, OPay World, I've heard is good. There's a lot more, but those are my top 4, I'd say. And then last but not least, will I be staying in the US? How long is my term? Will I be staying in the US? When did I start au pairing? Like, I got so many of these. But I will reply to Debza, who is also a friend of mine, and she's currently au pairing in Belgium, I think. A friend of mine from back home, from South Africa. But yeah, it's so crazy. Thank you guys for participating. Yeah, will I be staying in the US? No. No. And I'm so, like, I haven't been homesick, right? It's just put that out. I haven't been like the most homesick person, as I said, maybe because of my strategies that I previously discussed. But after a long thought process and prayer and a lot of thinking and tumultuousness and breaking the news and letting it settle in and just realizing that my time's coming to an end and being excited to go home and what more I want to do, what more I want to get, what more I want to, there's just so much going on in my mind. But the highlight right now is excitement, because I'm going to see my family and friends again, my family and loved ones. I'm so excited. But yes, my term ends in mid-year, because I came here mid-year, so June, and I will not be extending. I'm going back home. Yes, what I do after I go back home is, you'll find out later on. You will find out later on. But I'm very excited to go back home, honestly. I will be doing like a monthly update of how many months I have left. Currently I have I can't see my calendar, but I have like 3-4 months left. But yeah, I'll be doing a monthly update to update you guys, like, how am I feeling, am I stressed, am I pressed, am I depressed? But I doubt it, so stick around for that. Thank you guys for continuing to support and continuing to watch my videos. Leave video ideas and things that you want me to touch on down below. I do have time now to be filming and stuff, so I'll try and get those done and edit them and post them up for you. But until then, I'll see you guys next time. I have to pack my bags because I am going somewhere. So yeah, until then, you guys, thank you so much once again. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, all of that. And thank you so much for watching this video. Bye.